Hi guys, welcome to Immersion RPG. I'm JoeyB. This is
Justin Morton.
That is
Linnea Springer.
That is
Autumn Feldman.
And that is
Nick Sadoff.
And we're here to bring you
The nightly news.
the nightly news with K&N. No, we are here to play some D&D homebrew contain. I am really low on my camera. Hold on. All right, I think we're good there.
I can see you now.
Hey.
We are here to tie up our little orc campaign in Immersion RPG. So just a fair warning, tonight will go as long as it goes. It might quit early, it might quit late. It all depends on our lovely players tonight. Speaking of our lovely players, when we last left them... Oh, you can't see my owlbear. We should lower that camera so we can see my owlbear. That's sad. Yeah, let's lower that thing. Just a little bit, I think. I wonder how that got so low.
Probably because you were sitting really low.
Well, I don't know. It's like the camera got bumped or something. There we go. Okay. Now we can see the owlbear. He's right behind the chaotic knight symbol, so I'll just scoot him over a little bit. When we last left our hunters, they were seeking a witch hunt, basically. And they came across some women with powers. But the ultimate goal was to find parts for a...
Gnomish beaver flute. Really became the background. We found all the parts.
Yeah, and kind of an intro to the background for our lovely bard here. Yeah. So that was fun. Is that yours or mine? I'm going to lose my mind. And then they were on their way back.
There was an alert saying we're live on
We're
Twitch.
live, guys. Yeah. We're live.
That was my Twitch.
Good news.
My Twitch alert.
So basically, you guys can now you notice that your emblems kind of faded away, like you had done a good job for the orc boss, which means something's probably going on the other side, since you haven't actually returned the gnomish beaver flute. But you guys can feel free to head back to the water and call your river keeper using your little compass that you follow.
Little bone finger compass.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do so.
Okay.
We got what we came for. All right, I use it. Call him.
Yeah, it points you to the direction on his shore, and sure enough, when you get there, there's the keeper, and he says, "Back to the corpse market."
As far as I know, yes.
Very well. And he holds out his hand.
Hand him the compass. I cut
Yeah.
off his toe and hand it to him.
No.
I give him a hand. I have a hand from the orc guy that I cut it off.
10 gold.
Pulls it back, and you guys, and he lets you board, and you head
the
back
hand
to
would
the
be
corpse
good.
market.
He really just needs phalanges of any form.
So as you head back to the corpse market, all of a sudden you're going through the water, and all of a sudden this kind of mist surrounds you, and all of a sudden you find yourself in that familiar sewer tunnel with that smell of, dry blood and rotten guts. And you start sailing down the tunnel, and it brings you to the same dock where he took you. And he says, "Choose your exit wisely." And he motions your way off the boat.
Okay.
That was ominous.
Yeah.
You could not have said that more ominously.
Have a good day.
You are so mysterious.
Thanks for creeping me out.
Seriously, if you ever throw a party, invite us, please. Please.
His countenance just seemed blank.
Right,
Well,
okay.
I'll get off the boat. Yeah, I definitely get off the boat. I don't want to be on this boat. Cool.
So you find yourself in that little port, and you see the corpse market just off in the distance, bustling, and you suddenly realize that you need to get back to the Orclands.
12 to, like,
I'm guessing if I played my gnomish beaver flute, maybe the dude will hear it somehow. I don't know.
talk to the village.
When did we come in here? We could always check and see if there was a way back. Is there anybody near us?
There's plenty of hooded little,
Lots of little cat people.
Yeah,
Lots of
exactly. Running around.
What the cat
cats in here last time? I seem to
I feel
recall
like there
lots
were,
of
yeah.
felines.
I don't think we had memory of
Like
that
some
time,
sort of-
which is probably for the
I had
best.
a little.
I feel really angry at that chef over there for some reason.
Everybody watch what you eat and drink here.
What
Right.
is the general atmosphere? Are we on docks? Does it look like kind of an industry
You're
area?
you're
Or-
kind of like at the end of a sewer culvert on a little dock, and then it opens up into this big atrium. That's just a bunch of little markets and side shops.
Is there any form of guard and or policing force?
Not that you can tell.
Okay. I'd like to walk up to one of the stalls, whichever one of the merchants is around. I'm trying to see if I can locate the butcher.
Ah, he's upstairs.
Yeah, I know where he is. I've been whatever. I'm just gonna.
That would have been extremely helpful to mention when
Didn't
we were
ask.
all lost. All right. Thank you very much for your time. Alec, do you know where the butcher is?
That way.
Lead on, please.
Start walking to where I last saw the butcher.
So as you approach his shop, the door is wide open, big double doors, bars on the windows, and you walk in and you see a very large man, what appears to be a man, kind of scarred up face, with a large blade in his hand, covered in viscera and odd blood stains.
How do you know him exactly?
Don't you know where I got the poison that killed the lady?
No, I quite literally do not know where you got the poison.
Oh, it was from this guy.
This is, what can I do you for? You here for a replacement?
How much do my ears cost?
Do they cost?
Like
You
the
want new
tips of, like, the
ears?
elf ear no, I don't want new ears. What? Like the tips of my ears, the elf part?
You want to sell me the tip of your ears?
I guess. I mean, I'm guessing it's not too expensive.
I'm not in the business of buying parts, just replacing. Do I look like a black market kidney dealer?
Yes.
Why are we here again?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I came here to ask him a question, but
Oh,
Sort of
well,
that.
somebody digressed. Just
Sorry.
steady on.
a small inkling. I'm looking for the faceless one. A truce?
Who are you?
A colleague of his.
I don't know him to really have colleagues, just enemies.
Then you could call me an enemy. Someone who wishes to surpass him in his knowledge one day.
He comes and goes, but you can find his office on the 3rd floor.
Delightful.
Tell him I said hi. Ask him how his new eyes are.
I'll pass along.
And he starts laughing and goes back to chopping up stuff.
The three of you are more than welcome to accompany me.
Oh, well, yeah, that was really weird. We're gonna go with you.
Though I recommend that you do not.
I'm really at a loss here. What are we doing?
I have no idea.
Where are you going?
We're gonna sit in the waiting room and wait for him for a
I'm
minute,
not gonna sit in the.
I'm getting us back to our orcish god.
and we're gonna let him.
Right. All right.
I'm not gonna wait.
Sounds good to me. I'll be here.
It's not
So
even a
who's
good
going
place-
with me?
It's not even a good place to get mead around here.
I'm not.
Last time I sat down for a while, I feel bad.
So who's going with me?
Oh, I'll go with you to make sure you don't do anything stupid.
I'll
Right.
go with you to watch you do something
Too
stupid.
evil.
Perfect. Alright, I will go up to the 3rd floor.
So you guys head upstairs. Where do you go?
I'm just sitting and chilling. Watch the butcher cut up food
Watch Butcher hang out.
Food.
or whatever he's cutting up.
As you're sitting there, one familiar person and one not so familiar person walk in, and Lute turns to you and says, "Are you okay?" And you notice a large dragonborn behind her.
Doing all right. It's been a bit of a journey lately.
Enoch hasn't found you yet.
Master Hunter.
I guess not.
Good. And she kind of signals to the butcher, and the dragonborn nods, and the butcher and the dragonborn go to the back. She says, "Well, I have some business here to take of, but you take care of yourself. And she walks off in the back. And as you go upstairs, you find a door that's basically where they said it was, but it is locked at the moment.
I would like to don my mask and knock on the door.
Okay.
I don't recommend the two of you talk.
As you don the mask, you hear the door actually unlock. You don't even have to knock.
He has a thing for stealing people's identities. I wouldn't suggest that either of you wish your identity to be taken. And I will walk in.
As you walk in, the hallway... Are you guys staying going? What are you doing?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna stay in the hallway.
Okay. The hallway seems to like stretch on like oddly long. And then it finally comes to a small office, and he's not sitting there, but he knows parchment on the paper on the table.
I'd like to look around the room
Okay.
to see if there's anything that catches my eye.
Yeah, the room's lined all sides with bookshelves. Many of books are things you wouldn't know general subjects about. And you can tell he's definitely studying these things. His desk is fairly large with multiple drawers, and it has that single piece of parchment and some candles on it. But nothing like super... obviously the books are there, but... Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to approach the desk,
Yep.
take a look at the parchment,
Yep.
and then while I'm reading that, I would like to scribble out a note. The butcher sends his regards about your new eyes.
Mm-hmm. So as you set that on the table, the parchment begins to produce words, and it says, "Oh, the butcher is such a joker, isn't he? What can I help you with?"
So I'm writing on the scroll. Okay. Then I will write back. I'm enjoying your translations and transcriptions for our mutual book. And then I am wondering how it is that I can utilize leaving the corpse market to a location of my desire.
He writes back. He said, "The book left me. I thought it was stolen."
I will write back. It is in my possession, but theft was not involved in its transportation.
He says, "Interesting, ... And then he goes on to say, "Well, I'm being hunted by your kind, so it'll be hard to track down, but it appears the book has chosen you. If you need to go somewhere, take the trinket in the drawer, and go to the exit, and simply request where you'd like to go. If it's a place you've known, it will take you there."
I will write back, your help is appreciated. Stay anonymous. And then I will leave.
And then as soon as you write that, the green flames pop up and the papers burn. And then the drawer pops open, revealing a little talisman that has what appears to be a pentagram on it.
Okay.
You would know this probably as a... Actually, everybody who has religion, make me a religion check.
She's the only one with
Oh,
us
yeah,
right
so it's
now.
just you two then. Yeah.
I have a lot of religion nowadays. Oof, not great.
Am I making this check too, or do I
Yeah, go
recognize
ahead.
this? Okay.
You probably do, but we'll just go with it.
Wow. My religion is weirdly high for being a complete atheist character.
17.
Okay.
19.
You recognize it right away as the symbol of Osmodeus. And you think you see a religious artifact. So...
You keep really weird pen pals, man.
Thank you. That means something coming from you.
I'm down here learning a lot from watching the butcher.
Alright, did you take anything, Alec? You have a propensity for sticky fingers.
Put the book back on the shelf.
It's probably best.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
If you took anything as you're going down the hallway, a ward goes off. If you didn't, you're fine.
Right. I will leave the room, making sure that Alec leaves with me.
As you leave, the door shuts and locks behind you.
Did you get done what you needed?
Yes, I did.
Do we have a way out of here?
We do. I'm not entirely sure that we want to go back out into the world, but I suppose we can't hide here forever.
No. And I still want the expanses. Fairly certain that brain of yours would like some answers as well, honestly, if you really are thinking about it.
I typically find ignorance to be a very blissful escape, but yes.
Amen.
I have a hard time believing that. Come on, let's go.
So jaunty. Alright.
Ah, jeez.
Let's go find our gnome.
Probably entirely too jaunty for being in the corpse market. But
Well, hi guys.
I thought we
Any
cleaned up-
success?
We have a religious symbol.
I have parts of a flute.
what?
Yeah, like a star with a circle and like a thing through
We
it.
have a way
But
back.
Oh,
We have a way back.
That's all I need to know.
right.
Parchment burst into green flames. All that whole thing.
Right. That's. I was starting to wonder if maybe I should have come in with you all. Alright, anyway, let's get this over with. Let's get back and.
No need. Alec will tell you quite literally everything that transpired.
I'm good.
Was it not supposed to? I'm sorry, you didn't specify.
We got a way back.
Well, I would have told you otherwise.
Probably would have done it
It's
anyway.
like owning a parrot. It just regurgitates everything that you say around it.
Oh,
I will throw up on you.
Oh, okay.
wrong
yeah.
kind of regurgitation.
I know. That was the point.
Alright, does anybody have anything that they would like to do whilst we're in the corpse market? Do you want a
No.
new pair of eyes?
Leave.
I'm pretty good.
I would like to leave.
Yeah, I'm not.
Don't like it here.
It's gross.
We don't
It
want to buy any more bags of
smells.
fungi.
It smells. Can we go, please?
I still got a bag of jewelry from the last time I was here.
It smells rather lovely here, but alright.
Do you know how hard it is to get mold out from the crevices of plate mail? Let's go.
I don't have the foggiest idea. That is
Yeah.
completely beneath me.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Alright.
I think it's way above you, because you would fall over.
Butcher,
He's not there. He's in the back.
if I promise you the bodies of all
He's
of my
not-
companions upon their cessation of life, would you point me to the direction of the exit for the corpse market?
Yeah, he's still in the back.
Yeah, he's not. He's not there.
Oh, I wasn't listening to that bit. I was still formulating what I was going to say to you. Alright,
Have you gone insane?
wait, is Loot still out here?
Nope.
Okay.
They all went to the back.
None of us saw
Draxoon.
her, just him.
Given the fact that last time I was here, I'm pretty sure I was riding a unicorn across the Rainbow Bridge. Do you have any idea where the exit is for the corpse market?
Yeah, we were kind of dropped off in the middle of town.
Or we just ask someone. I'm sure they'll tell
Alec,
us. the
haven't you come in and out of here before?
Oh,
We
yeah.
literally walked out of
Yeah,
a portal
yeah,
into
we
the
did.
middle of town.
That's a very good point. You did know where people were here. Do you know how to reach the exit for here?
Do I know? I mean, I'm pretty sure.
You're like, it's kind of like
You guys know
Nocturne
you
Alley.
came out on the first floor. Every time you came in, it was on the first floor, usually in a different section. But
Alright, so the four of us have no idea how to exit this place.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, we could just ask someone.
I'll walk up to the closest person I see. Excuse me,
Do you speak English?
where is the closest exit?
first floor,
Where on the first floor?
anyone you want.
Anyone have any
All right,
questions
thank
for
you.
flute before we
Let's go.
leave?
For
loot?
Loot.
Loot.
Loot is here.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring that up real quick.
Ditto. She's here.
She's
Yeah,
here?
she kind of did a walk by, said hi on her way into the back of to the butcher.
Come on.
She's literally here in this shop.
Yes.
I don't feel like we should go in the back of a butcher shop.
Just wanted make sure I'm not the only one aware of this in case I'm missing something here, and why she would have just walked by me and said hi. I hope we're faring well.
Is there anything we need to say to her? Or shall we just get moving?
I'm just gonna walk into the back.
Oh,
Tim.
all right
I'll
then.
have to follow that.
So as you walk into the
Yeah,
back,
that's
you
something
start down this hallway, and you see these. It's a long hallway again, and it's really odd because you feel like these things shouldn't go this far, but there are these kind of enclosures on either side of the hallway that are sealed with visible runes, that are demonic runes.
I definitely follow.
And through these barred enclosures, you can see all kinds of crazy things. Like in one, you see a beholder, and just a kobold in another, a creature in another. As you're walking down the hallway, and as you come to the end of the hallway, there's a door that's closed, but you can see light coming out from underneath it, and it's kind of a green fell, pulsating light.
Does it in any way look familiar to how I manifest flame?
A similar, yeah.
Okay.
I want to touch everything in here.
For all the viewers,
You want to touch it?
Just no.
No,
Okay.
I'm gonna let that happen.
You want to touch a rune or a door? What do you want to touch?
I'll touch all of it, but I'm not going to.
Okay, all right.
Self-control.
In the midst of my walk, I'm going to stop and say, "Well, never mind. We all took the boatman. I suppose that's probably the exit." That just seems slightly self-evident. It just occurred to me.
We don't have any more hands.
We aren't on
That's not true. We have 8 hands.
We aren't on this floor.
The doors just essentially keep going.
Well, until the end of the hallway where you see that last door
Oh,
that has the green fell light glowing underneath of it. It just seems oddly long for a hallway.
I'm just gonna go up and rap on that door twice.
Yeah, you get no response, but the door kind of creaks open a little bit, and
Probably check for traps.
you hear like these weird squelching and cutting sounds.
Don't think we want to go in there.
Then you stay here. I will go in.
No, we don't split up.
So as you open the door, you see the butcher leaned over this table, and he's cutting on this large black dragonborn who seems to be knocked out. And over in the corner, Lute's sitting, trying to not pay attention to what's happening.
Have any of them noticed me thus far?
No, they're like Lute's pretty distraught, and the other one's concentrating. So
I would like to go over and, in a not creepy way, put my hand in a somewhat comforting gesture on Lute's shoulder and offer to go on a walk with her.
she kind of like flinches, and when she sees it's you, she says, "Oh, Thrax, how are you?"
I'm doing quite well, but perhaps the work of the butcher is not quite as an artistic interpretation for all of us as it is for some. Would you care for
I can't leave him right now.
a friend of yours?
It's a friend of yours. And mine.
I'd like to look over at the table right now.
It's Neuraxis.
So you found him.
I saved him.
He lived.
Kind of.
I'm gonna need a little bit more specificity than
That doesn't really look like a kind of. That looks like a not.
kind.
Well, he'll live forever now. Unless he's killed.
He's people carving into him right now.
Yes, he's not conscious right now. We're making some enhancements.
Undeath?
Vampirism.
Loot. You are very well aware that is a high crime.
Hence the reason Enoch is hunting me.
I knew I liked you. That's delightful. Why go through the butcher, though?
Enoch won't come here. It's a safe place.
It does segue quite nicely into my next question for you. We are being hunted as hunters, or just you?
I'm being hunted myself by the hunters. The hunters are being investigated by the councils.
The councils have absolutely no might. They have no resources to combat the hunters. We are their army.
Yes, they've launched a investigation claiming that there was a coup to overthrow them from within the Hunters Guild. Malados headed it up.
Short of blatantly calling it that, the hunters essentially ran the councils. Hell, we elected a council member.
That's not always common knowledge.
It's a very unspoken truth. They've just all of a sudden become rather hurt and offended by the idea.
Well, they think there's more to the hunters than appears the eye. They're beginning to think that they don't have their best interest in mind.
It's because they don't.
Revolutions like this pop up every once in a while, and we end up putting them down. Each one weaker and weaker as
we have in the past. I'm curious, Alec, what do you mean we don't have the council's best interest in mind?
We killed one of the people that was going to be one because we thought that she was a cultist, but she wasn't. She was being framed as one. The other guy was completely insane, and the other guy's, one tells stories, which I guess is okay if you're a grandpa in a nursing home. The other ones, they were so boring I forgot who they were. All of their names, what their faces looked like.
Alec.
Yeah.
We work for the people. We create order, and then we distribute justice. That is in the best interest of the masses. To suggest otherwise would be treason.
So is being turned into a vampire. I don't see you shanking Miss Lady over here. I forgot, Loot.
That is because the hunters...
The butcher looks up and she says, "Can you take your conversation into the hallway, please?" And Loot nods and walks out in the hallway.
Sorry.
The hunters do not have jurisdiction in the corpse market.
The hunters barely even know the corpse market exists. You knew from a contact,
Yeah.
not a hunter contact.
Right.
Just suggesting perhaps watch the word choice that you choose to utilize when speaking about macro-political affairs of the hunters. I'd hate to have to kill you in public.
Well, we're not in public.
Anyway, Loot. Is it safe for us to return back to the capital? Or are we going to be facing some interesting questions given our latest involvement in the council?
I honestly couldn't tell you. Just be careful with Enoch.
Be careful with Enoch because of our involvement with you, or be careful with Enoch because some of us are now sporting lovely new body art?
Both and more. He's not to be trusted.
It's like a delightful mystery.
If I could tell you more, I would, but I don't have the proof.
Oh, we work on suspicion quite often.
I don't think he is who he says he is.
I don't think anyone's who they say they are. Pretty sure nowadays.
No, I'm a right bastard, and that is the absolute truth. The son of one as well.
Your grandparents weren't married.
My word choice in public, Alec. Must I remind you every time? All right. Lovely. I suppose we'll go back with blinders on.
Shall we return?
I think he's trying to dismantle the world.
Enoch?
Yes.
It deserves dismantling. It could be rebuilt better.
I think that's what he thinks too, and that's what scares me.
Why does that scare you? The masses are like sheep. They know no better. They'd fall each other off of a cliff if given a choice.
She folds out her wings just a little bit and says, "Because the ones who created me wouldn't be here if he had his way.
I mean no offense going down lineages, but the ones that created you are quite literally the same that created me.
Devils.
Yes.
And the hunters pretend like they don't exist, and I'm sick of pretending like I don't exist. But yet here we are amongst all of them.
I see it as an advantage over the others, but I suppose some might see it as a stigma.
Well, I suppose we will only know which side we stand on in the future then.
Well, Lute, power will always prevail. As long as you have that on your side.
Hence the reason Arrakis is under the knife.
Do let me know how that goes.
Wait,
I'm quite
what?
curious.
Who?
Arrakis
He's
is
dead.
No, he's a vampire.
He's what?
He's being turned into a vampire right now in there.
What
He's
did I
already a
miss in the
vampire.
room?
Well, that's why you
I've
always.
just been here in the hallway.
This is why you always go in the room. Follow
We
people.
know this person?
Or you have Alec go in the room and she'll just tell you everything that happened in the room.
I'm sorry.
No, it's very useful.
You always speak in a passive-aggressive tone. I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
It's quite actively aggressive. Yes, Narakis, the dragon, the beastkin that we were with. Yes, earlier.
I remember him well. Thank you.
Yeah, I believe he was actually partly responsible for saving your life from the Delirium dungeon.
Yes.
That's a catchy name for it, isn't it?
Yes,
Anyway,
that awful cave that I was stuck in. The
yes,
days.
he's alive. Who knew?
Apparently, loot.
I apologize, but I had to hide. He was dead. And I had to do what I did.
One of these days around the campfire. You have to update me on this.
Ah, he was a past friend. He died. A horrible fireball, melted to a singe. Tried to find
He
him.
was heroic. He jumped in front of a fireball to save the rest of us.
Oh.
Including me.
Oh.
He
He
died
was-
heroically. He was a good soul. I didn't know him long, but
It's all a wonderful synonym for saying that he was quite the idiot, but very useful and entertaining.
Doesn't sound too smart to jump in front of a fireball like that.
Who do that?
Just saying. Cool guy. But,
He did come in handy, though.
yeah, good bullet catcher for fireballs.
Anyway, yes, Lute apparently recovered his body, which, speaking of which, I did spend an awful lot of time trying to find his corpse, so in a way, screw you, but, my evenings are better used for anything else other than searching for something that is not there. That's just futile.
I have so many questions, and I don't think there's any point in asking any of them.
Probably not.
No, it's quite fun to answer them. Your distressed face is really, it's almost a constant at this point.
Well, in the words of yourself, screw you. And
Music to my ears.
She just walks out of the hallway.
I'm sitting over.
Back out of the front
Speaking
of
of music to my ears, this hallway is bloody long. A tune for the journey.
Baby shark doo doo doo.
At that point, Lloyd turns back and walks in the room.
Keep in touch, Lute.
Right. On the toward the front counter, are there parts? Are there dismembered limbs?
There's like a display case, yeah.
Do they have prices?
Yep.
Okay.
3,000 gold and up.
Oh, so there's no like actual fleshy hand that I could buy for any particular.
No, they're all pretty, like, you recognize one to be an Eye of the Beholder. There's one that looks like a mummified hand of a lich.
Let me ask a little bit more of a directed question. I'm looking for fingers that I can get cheaply.
I have fingers.
Okay, perfect.
You know the best way to get cheap fingers.
Apparently, Alex, she's volunteering them. Would you like to
No, I have a bag
of
with
fingers?
a hand. I took both of his hands. You want his hand? They have fingers on it. They have fingers on it.
Perfect, thank you. I would love that.
Cool.
All right.
Take one of his patches off.
I'm out at the second. I kind of gave mine away earlier.
Yep.
So my apologies.
If you ever touch me again, I will kill you.
Yes.
Thank you. Does anybody have else anything that they would like to do? whilst we are in the corpse market, I know I've asked that once before.
I want to buy longer gloves.
That is delightful.
I'm pretty good.
How much do longer gloves cost?
We have a whole market book that you can look at afterwards and cash it out.
Cool.
It's like Amazon. You can shop, make a list, they'll send it to you later.
We just don't shop on the
Right.
street.
It's chloroform. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Perfect. To the boatman.
Yes, to the boatman, please.
All right.
So as you walk downstairs in the atrium, you notice that there's these paths that go off every which way also.
Anybody have a dying curiosity?
No.
Always.
No, I want to leave.
No dying curiosity here.
No good has come of this place. That's
Every
for sure.
second of my life.
It's not much that I can say for Naraxus. Clearly, he had to die for his curiosity. Uh-huh.
He's not fireproof.
All right. To the boatman.
Okay. So you come back to the bowman.
It's humor, Aelin. You're supposed to chuckle.
Was that what you call that?
Yes, I thought it was quite clever.
Just remember, if you ever die, we'll make jokes about it later.
That's true. I would not expect any
That's what I'm
less.
learning from this right now.
I would not expect any less from this esteemed group.
Please don't jump in a fireball.
I won't.
I will think less. All right.
Just
That's
leave it
what
in
my
the middle.
shield is for. Thank you.
There's also the corpse market menu in there too, by the way.
Cool.
So you guys can look at that if need be. The butcher's menu, actually, I should
Nice.
say. So you walk back, and the river keeper says, "Where to?"
Is it called like Drug Town or something?
Drug
Nailed it.
town.
Nailed
I
it.
wasn't
Drug
paying
town.
attention.
Can you take us to
Evergreen.
the tribe
Evergreen.
of the Orc Chief Rupert?
He holds out his hand.
He's got.
I can take
body
you
parts.
anywhere.
I have
And?
no body parts.
He wraps it up and tucks it back in his cloak and motions for you to get on.
Rivermaster, if I need to get a hold of you again, will this be appropriate in doing so? And I will hold out the symbol for Asmodeus.
No.
Perfect.
That's for doors and pathways.
Ah, very enlightening. You can keep the whole hand for that, as far as I'm concerned.
And he points at him, and he says, he has a compass.
Oh, you still have the
I
compass.
guess I still have the compass. I thought I get.
Well,
Okay.
doors, water, any which way.
Gotcha.
Delightful.
I pull the compass out.
Back to the psychedelic orcs.
Yes.
Or drugland, as it
What
were.
was the name of this fella again?
Grookhawk.
Back to Grookhawk, please.
So you guys, again, he starts pushing the boat down, and the culvert slowly disappears into mist, and then all of a sudden you hear birds chirping, and you're back into swamp, and he pushes the boat up against the shore, and you see the large tree that Gru Cork's camp was off in the distance.
Hey guys, don't eat anything this time.
It's
Tend to
about
last time.
midday now.
I'm of half the mind just to stay here and let you go ahead.
I'm gonna stay on
Backup's
the
not a
boat.
bad thing, just in case things go wrong.
Oh, I plan on sending Alec with you.
Oh, I'll go
Oh.
with you. It's fine.
Scream very loudly if you need me.
I'll just screech your favorite song out on the flute.
He'll be fine. Let's go.
I did find out that I'm a half elf, which would have been useful to know last time.
Who's leaving?
I'm going with.
Okay.
Too.
Okay, so the three of you head off towards the tree, and you notice it's oddly. There's still the calming sound of the birds, and there's butterflies flying around, but the luminous stuff has kind of disappeared, being daytime, and it's oddly quiet. You don't hear the drum beats or the background noise as you approach the side of the tree. Maybe a perception check, both of you. And you too, because you're there too, yeah.
Oh god, that's crap.
Wow. 7.
2.
13.
Okay. You notice that there's no smoke or anything coming from the huts.
Place looks awfully quiet and abandoned.
How far away am I from them at this point?
Probably about 600 yards.
Alright.
Wow. That's
I'll take
Wow.
a few steps
That's
back
far.
towards the boat and
Yeah.
cast Thunder Wave.
Oh, Alec, no.
What are you doing?
I'm taking a few steps back so I'm within sound range of him.
Okay.
And casting Thunder Wave.
Towards him? It
No,
emanates.
not like.
Yeah,
within-
so you just want the noise?
Yeah.
Okay, so you hear a large boom coming from that direction.
I'm gonna stay there.
Is there no other way to call anyone besides
I
Thunderwave?
thought that's what he wanted.
I'm kind of deaf now.
I'm sorry.
I hope we don't have to be
Oh my
quiet.
lord.
Because I can't hear.
What if I just shoot my arrow straight up and then
What?
I'm choking.
Can't hear you, sorry.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna start walking back to the boat then.
Well, no reason to be quiet now. Anyone here? Hello, anyone?
Hello, anyone?
Wake up if you're not awake from the thunder.
No response. You guys are only about 50 yards from the big tree, and you're headed back.
Like
Yep.
a weird three-horned goat just kind of frolicking through the trees.
It's not his time yet.
It needs to be.
I
needs to be
walk
the
over
next
towards the big
campaign
tree.
And the next one.
So
Yeah,
Alec comes
big
back
tree.
to you.
Alec comes back to me.
Oh.
Did we have trouble? Did you forget how to talk?
No. I'm just standing here. I'm not allowed to stand here.
Did we have trouble? I know that is a multiple syllable word that's somewhat difficult to understand at times. It insinuates that there was a difficult endeavor ahead. Did we have trouble?
I walk back. I'm just gonna start walking back.
How did she get a hunter's
I walk
stone?
over to the big tree.
So as you guys approach the big tree, you lift open the flap of the tent and you open it up, and it appears to be in the same condition, not much commotion, but you notice sitting where Gru Cork would have sat is a man in a hood, and he looks up and you recognize him as Enoch.
I'm so happy I'm not there.
Welcome back.
Well, hello.
I heard you had some troubles.
Yeah. Most adventures have
Just
some.
detour, more like.
My sources told me that there were cult worshippers here and you guys were kind of stuck in a predicament.
It's been a bit of a meandering voyage to wade our way through to get things done correctly as hunters.
Yeah, there's a lot of orcs here. I can't blame you for not trying to shed blood right away. Don't worry. I'll take care of them.
So what's the current situation here, then, if you're obviously here?
He looks at you kind of weird. Situation?
Status.
Status.
Updates.
Updates.
Where is...
You work for me,
Yes.
right?
I was curious, so I know all the facts of the world around, and
What have you heard?
not much. We've been gone, also on missions right now.
Then there's not much going on, is there?
Okay.
There's a dead council at the walls.
I'm aware. We're going to take care of that threat next.
We're trying to find out what happened. Any light you'd like to shed on that?
Cultists. Worshippers of Grumsh.
Right then.
So are all these
Inside
Drug
check
doing-
that son of a bitch.
Okay.
I'm gonna fail, but I
cultists
don't
here
care.
taken care of
Some
at
ran.
this camp where we're at right now?
Gru Cork was not here when I got here. Some ran.
Oh, too bad.
The rest are dead. There's hunters cleaning up.
Good.
He's only a 12. Yeah. Figured
Am I
he's
back at
probably
this
gonna
point?
have like a natural
I don't know.
20 to get anything.
Yeah, you can, yeah. So you walk in and you see this conversation going on.
Well, good.
Where's Thrax?
He's waiting for us elsewhere.
He's
You
at the boat.
worried
You need
something
to
bad
know.
was going to happen?
No, I think he was just feeling particularly lazy
Kinda.
today. He does that once in a while.
Yes. Gather him up.
Well,
And he sits there. He puts his hood kind of back up and
Right.
looks like he's
is
reflecting
she
on
here
something.
today?
Is he gonna kill us?
Aelin walks out, sticks her head out there,
He
and yells,
he hears you and says, he says, do you still work for me?
Yeah.
Then why would I kill you?
Hey, Alec. Since you've already walked back and forth a couple times, could you go get him?
You hear this like slight echo of your name.
I already tried once. He just didn't understand English. Common.
Cast Thunderwave again.
That would hurt him.
I'll start meandering my way back there.
Okay. So you enter in and you see Enoch sitting there.
I probably would have waited outside the door and warned you.
Okay. Cool.
Hey, you.
Just let you know. By the way, Enoch, fun times. Let's go.
Good, I feel like I'm being reprimanded all over again.
Isn't it lovely? Let's.
Did he bring the ruler?
No, but I think he had a paddle.
Oh. Well, Jackson's probably familiar with
I was
that.
gonna say it's probably why I like the guy.
Yeah.
I'll walk in quite with much theatrical shoulders thrown back.
Well, hi. Nice to see you.
Found him.
I'm going to ignore you, and I'm just going to walk within 15 or 20 paces and then take a knee in front of Enoch.
Enoch.
A knee in front of Enoch.
He kind of looks at you a little oddly, says this is a new behavior.
We're supposed to bow to you?
I don't know, is it in your contract?
We're supposed to show respect to the master hunter. That's simply what I'm doing.
He says, have a seat. We need to talk. He waits for you guys to get comfortable. Says, why don't you fill me in on what's going on here?
From what point? I hate to be redundant.
Well, I sent you here weeks ago.
We shipwrecked.
Somebody lit the boat on fire, the ship on fire that we were on.
Yes, somebody.
After
The
we
cult
had
of the Rising Sun.
Yeah. That's the one.
assassins. Yes. We landed on a what appears to be drifting island full of interesting aquatic humanoids.
I fell off the boat.
When you say that, his eyes kind of light up a little bit. Like, actually start like in anger.
Killed some hags.
You
To
did
get,
that?
to get the help to get off the island, they sent us off here. We got to the walls, found a dead council, and the orcs had taken over completely. And we were pretty well outnumbered by a long shot.
I understand that.
And thus we took on some, I don't know what you'd call it, messenger sort of tasks to go find the tribes.
Wading
And that's
through the muck to try to do the right thing.
I understand.
The guy who put the symbol on us, like on our shoulder, said he was a god.
Go, should I see the symbol? And he like snaps his fingers and it disappears.
I do love you guys. You make me sound so eloquent. It's delightful. I should keep you around more.
I understand that you had to take certain precautions to save your lives, that is. Were the tattoos necessary?
completely.
I just kind of like the looks of it.
You do realize that's...
It wasn't meant to be, disrespectful. I just kind of like the looks of it. Maybe it's the artist in me. Being a bard and all.
I don't really think making a 400-pound orc woman angry is the best idea in a bar.
Probably not.
Especially when she's surrounded by how many hundreds of other orcs ready to back her up.
Yes. As he says, as you're talking, like 4 or 5 more hunters come in and sit down.
Finally back up. It's nice to have some extra muscle around.
Well, that's why we're here. Are you alright?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Why do you stink of the corpse market?
'Cause we were at the corpse market. That was one of the places we needed to go to get one of the things, so we'd get these symbols off our chest so we wouldn't die.
He like shakes his head. What a horrid place. So
That's
unclean.
Definitely not.
He's like eyeballing you guys like he doesn't trust you.
I'll be straight up. I was making a new flute. I needed some components for a new gnomish beaver flute. Wading through the muck, trying to find the right thing to do. Dealing with all the orcs.
Let me see the parts.
Alright, pull them out and hand them to him. A little bag full of them.
What have you heard of the outside world since you've been to the corpse market?
Not too much.
Not much. We've been in the corpse
Yeah,
market.
we went out to the like gnomish lands, that's what it's called, and they said that we didn't help very much there. Like, not us particularly, but just the hunters in general didn't help a lot there.
They're from the western continent. We don't have a large presence there.
Makes sense.
What were you doing there?
Getting the flute components that he needed.
Well, why would they say you're no help?
They were surprised that we were hunters. Because they don't see hunters there.
I see.
The bleeding.
News travels fast in the corpse market. I have a hard time you've heard nothing saying.
We weren't there that long.
Yeah. Some guy tried to...
We were mostly in... We've been in like the wilds of this area and the gnomish lands, and then we passed through the corpse market twice on our way. We haven't really been like catching up on all the latest.
Has Luke delivered you any messages?
None? No?
Everybody make me a deception check that talked.
I'm still deciding.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not.
I am not decided
I
yet.
talked. Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I haven't
Every
answered
bit of
yet.
willpower not to just tell him everything, because that's what I do. I want to tell him so badly.
Go for
I
it,
just
man.
want to.
Yes, she did say. She told me. Everyone else was not present. But she did tell me to take care of myself.
Interesting. That's it?
She asked how I was doing. I said doing all right, and she said take care of yourself.
And there was the time in the the orc market.
And
not
that's
the orc
all-
market, the place, like the town, the abandoned one that we went to. I forgot where it was. Like when everyone left after she fought a thing, and I stabbed him. That whole thing was over. She was there, and then she left really quickly. Like I just walked in right when she was there, and she left before I could just talk.
I'm just like barely there on understanding what she's talking
Three.
about.
Three
I
deception
have no
checks.
idea.
As she's saying that, you hear a goat neighing in the background.
Turn
And
around.
you see the two-horn goat with the knife in the head.
Just make eye contact.
All right, everybody who's
with it.
talked, roll me a deception check.
Wait, but I wasn't
I
lying.
actually didn't lie.
Yeah.
Well, he's doing an inside check on you. So.
Oh, okay.
But wait, so we have to roll a deception check if we were telling the truth or a persuasion
Well,
check?
you're not telling the whole truth. So if your persuasion is better, use persuasion. I don't care.
I rolled a 4, so
Okay.
I'm bad
Okay.
at talking.
19.
Okay.
13.
He looks at you. Are you telling me everything? She didn't just say hello, did she?
I mean, I'm probably not. Like I said, I wasn't in the bar when she was talking. I came in after like a scuffle with a goat.
And in the corpse market?
You weren't actually there for. Oh no, you were there.
No, I wasn't.
She was in the room.
Alec is literally everywhere.
Sometimes you shouldn't go.
Sometimes it's smarter not to be everywhere.
I'm having an aneurysm. The character's having an aneurysm.
Just saying. There's reasons once in a while we stay back and don't go places.
These are the consequences of our actions.
Yeah.
And in the back of Alec's
He
mind,
shifts his attention. Thrax, you've been...
Well, the dragon, not a dragon, the boy,
Thrax, you've been quiet. What is she trying to tell me?
the dragon man. He was there.
I mean this in the most honest way that I possibly could say this. I don't know what she's talking about roughly 80% of the time.
He's a vampire now.
With that said, what would you like to know?
Are you speaking of Neuraxis?
There were a lot of
The
drugs
guy,
involved.
like the black dragon guy, he died, but he didn't die, but he did. That's why she got fired from the place.
Alec?
So you know that she's been hunted. You do realize you work for me, right? He looks over all you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why the dishonesty?
I didn't feel she actually brought us any messages. She mentioned that she had left the hunters, that she was gone.
I told you
No longer
exactly
a
what she
hunter.
said to me.
Master Enoch, what would you like to know?
Was the vampire with her?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, he wasn't really a
I
vampire
assume
yet.
so. I didn't see him personally.
Yes.
He kind of looks down and he signals to the hunters, the other hunters. Find her. Kill him. And those 4 or 5 hunters leave. We can't have an abomination like that walking around this world.
Out of curiosity, Master Hunter, the undead are rather easy to manipulate.
They're filthy.
Sounds personal.
If we want this world to be at peace and the utopia the hunters desire, we can't let such filth inhabit it.
I mean, the idea of the Hunters Guild wasn't a utopia. It was a safe place.
What
for
do you know about the ideals of the Hunters Guild?
I don't know. I signed a contract for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason wasn't a utopia.
Isn't the best interest of the people a world where they have nothing to worry about?
No, that sounds terrible. If you didn't have something to worry about, then you'd always worry about everything. In a
A
way.
perfect world.
Yeah, that sounds awful. I mean, not like I want cultists running around everywhere, but I don't want nothing to be wrong. I'd like a goat in the streets once in a while. That sounded really weird. You would get it if you were there.
Then maybe you aren't cut out to be hunter material.
So since you took care of this orc problem for us here, that's awesome. I really appreciate it, boss.
Tell me about Grimsh.
What's that to tell?
He is the self-proclaimed god of the orcs.
Oh, that guy.
He kind of rubs his head like he's visibly upset about this.
You seem distressed by an imposter.
What did he look like?
Really big.
It might sound
For
racist, but he
mice.
looked like an
I mean,
orc.
he's huge.
For an orc big?
Yeah. Grimgaz, the war chief.
I haven't seen a lot of orcs. He just looked kind of tall.
You realize Grimgaz, the orc chief, is centuries old.
Right. Well,
That doesn't seem good.
Seems
And he was a
smarter.
frail old man last I saw him.
well, he definitely was not that.
We may have a problem.
Are you insinuating that the gods are back?
Maybe some truth. They never left.
Alec, maybe not the best time to be talking when you have religious pictography tattooed onto your arm. I apologize. They never left. I thought that they die when they have no more followers.
That's what we've been working on.
You're trying to tell me that for the last century that the hunters have existed, we have not succeeded.
Yep. In a nutshell.
We've gained foothold.
Foothold in a century.
We whitewash history. We do what we have to do.
Have they been locked up behind some sort of barrier? Or are they just running loose?
They're weak. They're
They're just
running
weak
loose.
with low followers.
We change what history says. We change the name of inquisitors to hunters, and all of a sudden we're the heroes, and the gods start to lose grip. It's what's necessary to return the world to its pure form. How it was intended. The gods are cancer. They claim to worship balance like you seem to want as he looks at you, but yet one side takes foothold and word breaks out and millions are dead. This is not the world we should live in. It's not how it
So
was.
we joined under false pretenses? Is that what you're telling us?
No. Those pretenses are true now.
Sounds like exactly what I signed up for.
If the gods' existence is supposed to be so horrible, and our job is to continue eradicating any possible way they could exist, and yet they've existed this whole time and we've had peace.
They have existed but not taken power.
So
I understand your concern. It's when the gods have power that we have war and famine and disease.
I look at it like this. Even though we haven't succeeded completely, we have still done our job.
And we made great strides.
We have not allowed them to become full power as hunters. We've done our job.
And you must cut out the rot to cure the wound.
So we have succeeded over this last period of time. Maybe not so much lately. Now we're here in the very second, but...
Alright, Enoch, then tell me this. What makes you any different than any of the gods?
I walk this world before the gods. I don't claim to be one. I am just standing my watch on my watchtower.
And yet you have all the power.
Watchers
And when
don't
one
have
takes all the
guards.
power,
My power is not mine alone.
At least he doesn't sound as delusional with his power.
maybe not delusional, but definitely a bit hypocritical.
You can think what you want, but I don't seek balance, I seek peace. Purity.
That's not good though, because when we saw the boy in the streets, he stole bread to feed himself, and
And he got his hands chopped off. Yes, I'm aware. The stronger arm we are, the less strong arm we can become in the future.
it's better than no arm at all.
The more rebellions we put down, the less they happen. The more crimes that are capitally punished, the less happen. It's not... I don't like it. But it is a necessary step.
One might coin that as a means to justify the ends.
Not very justifiable.
Would you rather go back to the way it was? And see your parents die in a war? And then they ship you off?
I've never lived in that world, so how would I know?
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Well,
know.
you're having a little taste of it now, aren't you?
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Councilmen hanging.
People corrupted, turning on each other because the grab for power is so
Yes,
necessary
the
because of
capital.
guns.
So you do know.
Question, boss. So I don't have a reason to... Let me rephrase this. Can I have my parts back? So I can make...
Yeah. He hands it back to you.
While we're all sitting here doing this, I want to start working on my new flute, because I'm going to make myself a brand new one now.
Cool.
Until I get my next assignment. Boss.
So you know about the corruption in the capital then?
Yep.
Maldos has launched an investigation against us,
We've heard.
claiming we are traitors to the people.
I'm quite curious as to who he has employed for an investigation. Kevin the God,
Well, it's a
or the robot drink server.
more political situation. I would love to just go kill all the councils and do things my way, but the people have to maintain the illusion of free will.
With all due politeness,
Doesn't
Master Hunter, why do we tiptoe around the issue? We can butcher the council, and we can put in a public council, and the masses will never know.
The people like Maldos. And I'd rather not deal with insurrection and genocide.
Clearly that's what we've been dealing with for the last 100 years. If we put
In
down
small
the
numbers.
tall blades of grass, the rest fall in line.
In small numbers. We don't need the capital in war. A civil war is what we're trying to avoid.
Understand the power of a martyr, but we just came down here to quell a god, and in the similar fashion, we've picked out the small roots so that the bigger plant can flourish.
These abominations of humanoids?
Correct. I don't understand. If we are in it for the long term, and we have spent the last century trying to reconstruct the world into peaceable times, butcher the councils. Get rid of them. It's 5 per city. The masses will rise. We will put them down. They are not armed. They are not educated. Give it another century. We will have absolutely no problems.
You could see him so you could make me a persuasion check.
That is 11.
I understand where you're coming from. And perhaps we could use a scapegoat such as the Rising Sun Assassins and establish a new council. But I've done this for a very long time and it's worked so far. It's a delicate balance.
It just seems like we could cut out the middlemen. Why not have the council work directly under the hunters as opposed to against them?
Again, sometimes that illusion of control is something that benefits us.
It must only be an illusion. As long as we're the puppet master and we pull the strings.
Who even are you?
We're not.
Thraxixian Fellhorn.
We're not even the puppet masters. We're also the puppets. We work for him. I don't even know who he works for.
I work for the Creator.
And that doesn't sound suspicious. We're not working for any gods. We're working for the Creator.
I don't know about you, Alec, but I signed my strings over to this master some time ago.
I don't want in charge of anything. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty happy at the adventures and doing my job.
And the goblins. And all the lesser bad races. And then they come for the ones like Loot. And then they come for the ones like you.
The ones like Loot and like him will simply be sent back to their home. I have promise of that.
That in itself is not tempting, but
We have allies, to say, that share similar interest.
and might I remind you yourself, killing all of the council members was quite a tempting option for you earlier. If you cut out the corruption, it allows the wound to heal.
Let's be honest.
We can discuss this when we get back to the...
Sensible about not killing everyone.
Right? This is insane.
We can discuss matters of the capital when we get back to the capital. I won't shut your ideas down. But, like I said, I've done this for almost a century now. Grumsh. Who does he have on his side?
Oh, pretty well all the orcs in this area.
Except for the one that sat there in your spot.
No, he wasn't here when I got here.
So he still might be on his side.
His followers were sword fodder. They didn't even fight back.
I can't imagine why.
Probably because they were high as kites.
Yeah.
The entirety of the Ooglik lands follow Grumsh.
This is not good. Very well.
They're heathens. They lack any organization. They're simply
Oh, that
brute
is
strength.
They had quite a bit of organization. That's why it was causing us so much difficulty to get them all to follow him. That's the problem.
We will kill them tomorrow. Get some rest.
The 4 of us managed to overturn 3 tribes.
Persuasion, not force.
Except for that one.
On the contrary, you exuded quite the amount of force and
say,
became
do you
the
not
leader
remember-
Yes, I
of
know.
a tribe.
One.
All hail Aelin, the war chief.
Force is not a problem, he says. We have backup. And we have me.
Cool.
And he walks out of the tent. The tent is fairly large. There's cots. There's, so this is probably where you'll
So
be
do you
staying.
think we got a raise out of all this? Or?
Are there any other hunters?
They left when he said go dispatch them.
Oh, How are we supposed to get back to the capital then?
Our feet?
I thought we were hanging out and taking care of things in the morning with the boss.
Yeah.
But you still
Pretty
have
sure
that
we're not
facade.
leaving to the capital right now. We got stuff to do.
What?
That skeleton man said that you had a portal.
What skeleton man?
The guy that likes hands and feet and
The
toes.
River Keeper.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. I wasn't there. I can't talk.
Like the, you know, the you have in your pocket.
Alec.
Look on any door.
I'm not supposed to say
Alec. The man who will become the leader of the entirety of this world just suggested we not utilize the corpse market, and so your first thought is we should use the corpse market.
Well, you're the one that doesn't want to use their legs, so.
I introduce you to a term called self-preservation. It's a sense that you should maybe acquire.
Hey, did you see how hard I was trying to tell him?
What time is it?
It's getting late. It's probably, you between dilly-daddling and getting to the tree and the talk you guys just had is probably about, it's late afternoon. It's dinner time.
Do 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 do.
Is there still that main? Is there still that main
Shooting a
big
shaft.
fire pit in the middle? Okay. Is it lit?
Sanding.
No.
I will light it
There you go.
with firebolt. I will go and find the cleanest of the cots, cast prestidigitation on it, clean it more, and then take out my book.
So before we go to bed, should we talk about what's gonna happen?
Sure, let's talk about what's going to happen, Alec.
I walk over to his cot and crawl up into the pillow spout.
Perfect.
So what's your standpoint? Because I know you're not staying with the hunters for the good of the people. You're not that kind of person.
I am that kind of person. Alec, I'm gonna let you in on some of my paradigms towards life, so bear with me. The masses are useful. They're useful as long as they remain in a cohesive direction. Someone needs to guide them in that direction. I don't wish all of humanity to be dead. If they were, then I'd have to do all the work myself, which is impossible. There must be a cobbler to make shoes. There must be a stable master to board the horses. Not everyone is suited for every particular job. Some are best served in other areas. But they must be directed. People must be told where to go. If they do not, we resort to chaos. We resort to the orc lands, where you have a giant tent full of orcs getting high on mushroom paste, and everybody falls to atrophy.
There's still a leader there.
And that is the only thing that kept them from passing and perishing away. So, I am in the Hunters Guild for two things. One, which should be no secret to either Enoch or yourself, is power. The other is that I need it so that I can direct those below me.
So like I said, not for people's normal kind. You're weird. Stop. That's weird. You're weird.
And that's where I lost you.
No, you didn't lose me.
Oh, I love
was
that
right.
song, Draxoon. I have one more flask of swamp breath if you would like. It's not poisoned.
Please.
It's not poisoned. Here you go. Drink up.
What about you, Aelin?
I sip it on it as I sand the shaft of my
What's your opinion
gnomish
on all
beaver
this?
flute.
What do you think you're gonna be?
I have no idea.
Neat.
How about you, Alec? What direction do you think that you are headed after this? Clearly, you are opposed to the idea of utopia, but at the same time, you don't exactly like the idea of sheer chaos. So, what is that middle line that you're searching for?
A regular place where people's hands aren't cut off when they steal bread? Or a place where people can do what they want as long as it doesn't hurt people around them.
So you would like a refined system of... Basically, you'd like some peace, but with some refinement.
Yeah, just like chaotic peace.
There's an oxymoron.
Yep.
Have fun living in your fantasy world.
I'll take another swig of my swamp root. Or swamp stuff.
I mean, I heard that's how it was before.
No, before, one said they followed a god, and the other one said they followed a different god, and then they killed each other, and so there was only one follower of one god, and then another came along eventually and challenged that one. It was continual slaughter.
And there was no... I mean, there were still cobblers, bread makers, people to make your stuff. You know, like you were talking about. You could still use people as people, but there was just another thing there. But if there wasn't, then we'd just have people doing things and bad people doing things, and stuff would happen.
Everything that you said literally made absolutely no sense.
I know, it's confusing.
All right. Maybe you should go to sleep. Try not to stab bovine creatures.
He started it.
Well, that's just assumptive, guessing at its gender. Good night, Alec. Jackson, how long do you think she's going to take until she realizes that only male goats grow horns?
That's why I said he.
In the distance, you hear.
Well, I'm totally wrong on that. Watch, somebody's Googling that right now, and I'm
Throw a
like,
knife
they're like, no,
outside.
use grow horns too. Oh, great.
Towards the noise.
What's that?
I'm gonna shoot a bow outside towards the noise.
You hear. Roll me a dice.
Yes. I'm gonna use one of my hero things.
Every step you take, every breath you make.
We got less of the inspiration hero points now.
You're gonna lose them today.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, so I'm gonna use it again.
The symbolism of us no longer being heroes is not lost on me.
21.
Speak for yourself.
So you hear off in the distance, you hear, and all of a sudden a goat comes around running by with two horns and a dagger in the head and an arrow sticking out of the back,
Roll initiative.
This is all I wanted.
Roll initiative.
and it goes running off into the forest.
I want that thing to stay alive so I can kill it later.
You notice that one of the horns is now like almost drooping off because of maybe of an infection.
Oh,
So
that's
curiosity's
such a
sake,
sad-
in your peaceful, chaotic world, do animals suffer all the
There's
time?
no goats.
Do all animals suffer?
No. Everyone else
Just
is fine, just no goats.
Wound them and
no
let them go,
goats.
and that's part of that
Yep.
wonderful world you envision?
Goat genocide
Yes.
first.
We'd
So kill all the
have
goats, solves the animal suffering from stuff?
Goaticide.
Goaticide.
Appreciate that I made the analogy that humans were sheep, and now we're killing all the goats.
Well, we're not killing all the sheep. They're
What is it
fluffy.
people do all the time? Or whatever it is.
So the goats being sheep adjacent, I guess that means you.
Yes, I am very well aware that
Thanks,
in
Excel.
her
I just
world,
move it away from me. How's that?
in her world, we're killing
Oh,
what
the text was longer than that.
she deems to be killable, and everything else gets to live.
We should be able to live in a world
Try
where
to kill me
goats
all
don't
the
got to worry
time,
about
and
being
I'm fine
stabbed
with
in the
that.
streets.
Yeah.
Alec, if we tried to kill you, you would be dead. So people are not trying to kill you all the
No.
time.
What? No, I said not like people
As much
that
as I've
aren't
dreamt
you.
about it, I haven't tried it yet.
That's because I'm lucky a lot.
I am fascinated by the scintillating conversation. However, I think I had best get some rest.
It's because she'll just keep reviving you.
Yep.
So Ellen's gonna go find probably the next cleanest spot she can find, and she doesn't care terribly much, and she'll sit there and probably play with the ring a little bit, and then go to bed.
I'm just gonna sleep on the ground.
There's like cots everywhere.
Yeah, I
like,
know.
And mats. It's like a total hippie hut.
I
Those
curl
are
up.
dead people mats.
I curl up amongst his horns and fall asleep.
Make your little cot, your little hammock.
Yeah.
I need some
I'm using the rest
fan
of my
art for that.
I'm using the
Please,
rest of
please.
my silk pillowcase I took. Using
Just
silk as
stick
part of the
figures
new
would be
flute
great.
I made, as part of the new hammock and everything in there.
Nice.
He's upgraded his hammock.
Nice.
His thraxamic? I don't know.
My thraxamic.
So, is everybody going to bed?
In the middle of the night, I get up. I go over towards him.
Dude.
I'm joking.
Just plant a little grass on his head, and then you'll have, a tree or something. You'll have Thraxic Park.
Thraxic Park. So in the morning.
I'm asleep.
So during the night, you guys all have these individual dreams, but they're kind of similar to what you had experienced before. Only the feeling in them is much stronger. Like the pull of the person talking to you is very real.
So it's kind of like my previous dream, but much stronger.
The feeling of the
Whoa!
no.
Whoa!
The feeling of their presence being there is much stronger than before.
That still's bad or good. However you want to look at this.
Yes. Okay. So.
Okay.
Weird.
To the point when you wake up,
Thrax get poked in the ear.
to the point where you wake up, you can almost see them standing over you and talking to you, and then they fade away from reality.
I have not had one of these dreams yet.
You had the one where you were falling, and the darkness embraced you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was a long
Yours,
time.
yeah,
Got it. All right.
yours. The book begins to talk to you.
Right. I was. I thought that was about the book.
And when
Okay,
you
that makes
wake
sense.
up, the book is no longer where you put it. It is placed in a more precarious and what appears to be a more comfortable position for a book on a bookshelf near you.
And I wake up, and my book is gone.
But it's still near you.
Where's Alec?
I'm sleeping on the ground.
She's drooling on the ground.
Yep.
And you guys all wake up at pretty much the same time.
She's over
in a
there
cold.
dribbling.
Except for you. You don't have a cold sweat. You have kind of a
I'm
spark
pro.
on your face. But the rest of you have a cold sweat, and you're trying to hide something.
Wow.
It's hard. I'm a tripod. I'm a gnome.
What's the matter, Thrax?
Did you touch this book?
This book.
Yes, the book that is sitting right here on this shelf. Did you touch it?
Most definitely.
I cast magic missile at her at the second level.
Okay. It's a good thing I got all my HP back, or I'd be dead.
That's 16 hit points.
You guys see those magic, the little, what are they again? Green?
Yeah, fell
Yeah,
green.
fell
yeah,
green.
so I just snarl, cast my hand out, and as I cast magic missile and my 4 missiles shoot out unerringly toward her, I say, "That is the 4th time I have told you not to touch my things or I would kill you. Consider this your very last warning."
You look up and you notice the book's no longer there. And it's back in your satchel.
Oh. Consider that a more serious warning regardless. The next time something disappears from me, I will blame you.
Okay.
Well, good morning to everyone.
Hi. I'm bleeding.
I storm
Can I
out
have
of the
help?
tent.
I'm doing this. Good morning.
Are you in? Are you on my horns?
You removed him in the night, remember?
I did. Yeah, you did. I'm just wrapped up in a silk pillowcase.
Good morning. Okay.
I grab
Please
Drac
rest.
by the scruff of the neck and just storm out of the tent.
Right.
Still,
The one time I
As you go
successfully...
storming out, and Enoch's walking in, as you go storming out. What's wrong with those two?
The one time I successfully lied to a person, he shot me.
Well, maybe you shouldn't lie to people.
Well, how am I supposed to know these things? We're constantly put up against people that I should lie to.
In your perfect world, do they have lives?
Yeah? It's not perfect. Also, hey, can I, get some heals?
Well, in my perfect world, he says, you wouldn't have liars, and you wouldn't get shot by apparently magic missile.
Well,
Then he
that-
touches you and heals you.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of the reason why I didn't attack him back, because I gave him good reason to.
you have any weird dreams?
Yes. Curious that you ask.
Yeah. Pretty intense dream I had last night. I don't want to get into it too much. It was a good one. But it also felt like more than that?
More pressingly, I have a problem with those who break the law and are not aptly punished for it. This is precisely my frustration with those who oppose the order of the law. This is precisely why I joined the Hunters.
As you know, I did.
I'm sick of those who choose to wield power in a way that subjugates others, causing unintended consequences. Those who might alter the fates or destinies of others.
So what do you think we should do to Enoch?
We're gone.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say about that time, Aelin probably would have exited. Probably come and found you guys.
So
Because she was not given healing. She's
Are you
like,
here?
no, you kind of earned that one.
Are you
Oh
here?
yeah, totally.
Yeah, she was coming out. Probably in the middle of that thing. Oh, you mean?
I button up then because I'm
Someone
not
like
talking.
Enoch.
Actually, never mind. Never mind. You show
Oh,
up.
no, I
and I'm
just
done.
walked up. Just right at the end of that.
Precisely. But I throw my lot in with at least one overly bearing control. One person. So that way we don't have multiples. That way we don't have those who bring unintended consequences to the fates of others.
Pick the lesser of all evils and go with it.
Well, I'm actually in a fairly decent mood this morning, so I'm going to just throw one little fun tidbit out at you.
Please.
Just hypothetical. You realize, if the gods are around, you could likely, you say you like power, you realize you could throw your lot in with one, and probably have quite a bit more than you do as a hunter.
Wow.
Aelin,
Just saying.
Wow.
Hypothetical.
That's hunter talk there if I ever heard it.
I pull out my Hunter Stone.
Because, I mean, it's hypothetical, because otherwise that would be treasonous.
I pull out my coconut.
Like I said, in a good mood this morning, just...
Cultists sympathizing.
No! Just... It's a thought take.
She has a
kind of
very
think
fair
kind of thing.
point. Had the gods existed when I rose to prominence, I probably would have chosen that path if it would have gained me enough power.
Possibly. I could see that. If there's a lot of ifs going on here.
Yeah, if all you want is power,
But we
there are
live in
multiple
today's
roads.
reality of our choices and the things we have signed, and
And I do not entirely want power. Those who are in power direct those who do not have the will to do so themselves. Now, coming from your delightful area of privileged being a lovely human and accepted everywhere, you can understand how one who's been ostracized and been a social pariah as an unintended consequence of their parents might seek a little bit more belonging in this world. A little bit more power, and a little bit less of being messed with by others who choose
At this point, Enoch tells you to go find your friends.
to continuously trifle with the belongings of others, whether that be material or otherwise. It may seem like I am a pretentious prick that chooses who and where I get to bully, but it is quite honestly an evolution coming from the upbringing where I was given no choice in what I was to be or where I was to go. People like Alec, I have dealt with
You're walking up.
Here by now.
the entirety of my life. The people that choose to quite literally take the clothes off of your back because you're fun to mess with. And I have killed for less. So, now you might know a little bit of the reason that I crave power in this world.
And I just like to be a man of my word. And your cultist sympathizing sounding
right.
today. Loyalty to the word and contract signed as I have. And then sign these contracts to be a hunter and pledge your life to serving this. And find out your direct family is cultists. And ask me how strongly I will stick to my vows I have pledged to. And think anyone is any different than my mother and sister.
You can cut the boot in this room with a knife.
I'm just glad I didn't. Jeez. I'm just really glad I didn't actually touch his book.
You say this out loud?
Yeah.
Alec, did you or did you not touch my book?
What? No, you asked me to stop messing with you, so I stopped.
Then why did you tell me that you touched my book?
Because you were angry and you needed to be, attack
She was trying to
someone.
help you out by being a target, it sounds like.
Yeah. Still hurts.
I'd like to de-stress you by giving you somewhere
More
to shoot
stress.
your missiles.
Yeah.
Alec, if I am looking to apply the rod to my steed, I will do so. I don't need to go find a steed to do so.
That's why the steed is annoying. And goats.
You are the most perplexing person I have ever met in my life.
I didn't mean to make you that angry. I'm sorry. I just wanted you to shoot me or something. Like, set me on fire. I don't know.
I would like
I'm sorry.
to find... I would like to find a random pile of dung, dirt somewhere on it. And I want to cast illusion on it so it looks like olives.
We just watch you walk over.
You're busy talking to him. Just eat some, here, have some olives. I'm going to interrupt. Have some olives and calm down.
All right.
Just take out my jaw.
What is Enoch here? Did he arrive? I was
He was in the tent.
quite literally seeing red.
I'm sorry. He went in the tent. He told me to come find you guys. Pretty sure we're gonna head out soon.
Perfect.
I'll
I-
go find him.
I will say this
She leaves.
probably not very many times in my life, but I apologize, Alec, for hurting you.
That was the
I
whole...
think.
What? No, don't be apologized. What? No.
You were inspired.
Perfect. Then I take it back. Let's go.
Exactly. You were supposed to do that. That's why I did it to you.
So when you walk back in, he's like, "Can you not all come at once?"
Well, we figured you were coming out to us.
I just
No, we
come
need
in-
to talk before we leave.
All right, I stick my head back out the door. Come on, let's talk to us. Shouts at y'all. Goes back in.
Good morning.
Hello.
How'd you sleep?
I had a very interesting night.
Good.
Stabby.
Groomsh might very well be the real thing.
Figured.
Well, I'm glad we didn't try to kill him.
Today we try. How do you feel about killing gods?
I tried. I did real bad. But I'll do it again.
We have her. We're good. We brought our secret weapon.
Considering what no one's managed to in the last century, great, let's do it.
You have his trust.
Not really.
Do we?
As far as he knows, you're the one who brought Grukork back. And the other generals.
Well, too, if that's true.
I need you to walk in there. And he says, and then when you're in there, I can come to you via your hunter stone. But I doubt I'll be able to walk in.
Okay. These
Is it
boots were
cute?
made for walking, and this is what they'll do.
Very well.
I believe we're several days out from the walls. Do you have a way to expedite our process?
I can get you outside the walls,
Perfect.
Perfect.
That's not suspicious.
and then we'll go from there.
Cool.
Very well. Let me know when you're ready to leave.
We're ready. I just wait. No, wait. I take one of the ties off my glove and just put it around my mouth.
Still, the weirdest person. I don't really believe that there is any way to quite sugarcoat what I'm about to ask you, Master Enoch, but last time we were very nearly sent to our death when we were sent to go to the walls. You are arriving as backup? Or are you arriving to do the job yourself and we are simply the foot in the door?
You're simply the portal.
Oh, delightful.
So the minute we're there, you're good.
The minute you're there, I can teleport in.
Okay. You don't need to message or secret knock on the floor to let you know when or something.
He laughs, and your hunter stones, you can feel him pulsing.
Kind of feels good. Don't stop.
Aylin,
What? What?
are you with us?
Yes.
You've just been rather quiet this morning.
We've had a lot of awkward silences.
Had a bit of a dressing down. I don't feel like we're saying much.
Let's go talk to a guy.
Let's go. So he walks out the tent door, expecting you to follow. And as he's walking down the path that you guys are following, that familiar mist surrounds you. Only this is not as dark as it is when you're going into Corpse Market. It kind of has an ethereal glow to it. But the whiteness of it doesn't disperse light. It's like stuck in this black flame. And before you know it, you feel like you're ripping through that same feeling that you're ripping through dimensions, and here you are outside the walls at the top of the elevator, and Enoch's gone. You hear down below a lot more bustling than you heard before. And you notice that the elevator is actually down.
So we would need to call the elevator up to get down?
Yep, there's a bell.
I read.
Okay, the elevator starts coming up.
What's that little sound Willy Wonka makes?
And as the elevator comes up, the little sliding gate opens, and there's Shake sitting on a crate.
Hey,
Hiya!
It's true.
nice to see you. You are still with us.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go. I don't like owlbears.
Didn't it
Don't blame you.
Didn't it come back here?
Yeah.
I'm still gonna try to pet him.
Still don't like them.
Did you try to pet him too?
No, why would I do that? It would eat me.
Oh,
Why would anyone try to pet one?
I know, right? So dumb.
You here to go see Grumsh?
Sure.
We're stopping in to report our progress to him.
Oh, you guys, I see. They all came back. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, heck yeah. We're just looking for our reward. Or congratulations, or...
Looking to hail the birth of the newest deity.
That works.
Whatever you're here for, hop in.
Just to make sure we're still free.
He opens the waivers for you guys to come down. And the elevator starts coming down. As it goes down, it's the same walkways with the bits of ships, only there's orcs everywhere of all different tribes. They're rebuilding and setting shops up and getting their civilization up and running. So there's some body disposal going on of the different races that were there before. In the distance, you see the large ship, the council, no longer hanging.
Probably been ingested.
Make our way to the
Yeah, I start
Yeah,
walking
sure,
up there.
I don't know
Yeah.
how we're
Somebody
supposed to
has-
respond to that.
Yeah.
Unless anybody has anything else that they want to do along the way.
Do?
I'm absolutely sure we don't want to try to get information from him before we bring.
No.
Nobody seems to be even bothered by your presence. They
I'm just striding up there like I own the place.
they-
Yeah.
This is Justin asking Linnea,
Yeah. yeah.
is there anything that you want to strategically do?
Yes, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So there's no way I can pull this off alone.
You're not alone. You're with another person who doesn't like it.
I'm with 3 other people that it's gonna be way too hard to convince to go along with what I want
I'm
to do.
the easiest person to convince.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen. It's okay.
I mean, it's just right. I'm gonna juggle my knives. Just try to anyway. Start doing it. All of them.
Oh, I know. No. Same.
Roll.
It's cool.
Roll me a D20.
Okay, I want to see how many
Immersion
knives I
RPG.
have to see how many I can get in on this. Let's see.
Emotional immersion.
Acrobatics.
It's part of it. No, and unless you know some way that you think you can get the hunter stones off of both of them. either with their cooperation or without them knowing it.
Hold on. Wow.
Then no.
Good. Okay.
I'm good.
Acrobatics.
Yep.
26.
All right, you successfully juggling your knives.
All of them?
Yeah. As you're doing it, like a crowd of orcs kind of gathers around. They're like oohing and awing at you juggling your knives.
Keep your goats back. Keep your goats back, everyone.
All
if
livestock, really.
22 knives.
If only she could use them
Jeez.
in such a manner that was actually useful.
I know, right?
That's amazing. It almost makes me feel bad that I tried to kill her this morning.
One of these kids walks up and she goes, your kid, she's about, I don't know, probably about your height. And she goes, I recognize those knives. That goat with one horn had one stuck in his head
Have you seen
this
him?
morning.
You need to make him feel better right now. I'm gonna stab him later.
This goat is gonna become a god.
Yes. You need to heal
Those
him.
knives are also handcrafted.
This goat is the big bad of the entire game.
Whatever you can do to save that goat, I need you to do it.
It's like the cow level in Diablo.
There is no cow level.
All right.
So
I'm
you guys,
just gonna go find kill cats.
I'm just following you guys along while I juggle knives.
yeah, as you walk down to the boat there, back both Killcat and Nugaz are standing outside the boat, just like the first time you met him.
Cool.
And
I
they
give the
just, they
kid
just
one-
kind of head nod you and smile.
What up?
Like the nod of approval.
Right, yeah. Like I said, what up? Hi, bye.
Is the god in?
He's upstairs.
Delightful.
Cool, Reno.
Can we by chance get this one some ale? The little gnome. He's riding on my head.
Well, thank
Inside.
you.
Got a full bar now.
Thank
Oh.
you very much.
Improvements. Perfect. All right.
How many olives do you have?
We were
Good
recruiting
call.
some guy from the mainland named Kevin.
I like that. That's good to hear. He knows
I
exactly
like
how to mix my drinks for me, and I may need one today.
Kevin
you-
and a goat. Kevin and a goat are our new gods.
When you walk in, you see a fully stocked bar and a guy who looks suspiciously like Kevin, but instead of his hair being blonde, it's red.
It's
And-
Irish, Kevin.
Aelin would be the last one in, and she would say to Killcat and Nazgaz, it was just like, you two are alright. For orcs. I like you.
Well, for a short one, you're not bad either.
Do you guys want some
Thanks.
knives?
And she'll go in.
They're handcrafted.
Yeah. I didn't
He
make
looks at it and he grabs it and puts it in his teeth and starts picking his teeth.
it. Awesome. That's what one of them's gonna be used for.
Gonna take it back again for that? Ew.
Wash
No.
it first.
What? No, he can keep it. I'm not gonna take that back. That's nasty. What do you think this is?
So we enter the room. We walk right in.
Yeah, and again, Grumsh would be up on the top floor, and this is still below deck.
All right. Start meandering my way upstairs, finding my way through.
Clarification, aren't you riding on my head?
I'm steering.
Oh.
You just cracked his neck twice.
Yeah. Getting a shoulder massage out of it as we go.
It's like a
With
stand
his
up.
feet.
It's like a stand up jet ski. He's just on my shoulders with your hands.
Yes. I completely see this.
Yes.
Okay, we're going upstairs.
Yep.
It feels like we're becoming better friends towards the end.
Who says it's end?
I tried to kill you this morning.
I
Yeah.
know, and you apologized for it. Yeah, I mean, you took it back, but I mean, it's just a favor.
Oh my god.
Rumsh, please.
As you go
Spare
up,
us.
he says, "Oh, my friends, you've returned." And when you look at him, he no longer has gray hair. It's like these long black dreadlocks,
Oh yeah.
and his facial hair is kind of receded.
Like
Nice.
he's youthening.
It's almost like he has a lot more
Are you
worshippers.
turning into a baby?
I'm returning to my true form,
A baby?
a god.
Oh. Okay.
I appreciate all you've done for me.
Right.
You're welcome.
What do you want? Anything?
Ale.
Answers.
Olives.
Answers, like I promised.
Quickly.
Quickly, he looks at you. I don't know a lot, but I know who you can talk to. He says, there's a man called Yoren Black Trucker. Uran.
Okay.
Urine?
Urine black trucker.
Uran.
Urine. Just sounds like a weird way to say it.
And he used to be an inquisitor before the history was erased. And as soon as he says this, the mist starts to form around you guys. And Enoch steps out on his own.
Dude, I'm sneaking over to the ale barrel.
And
saying nothing but trying to convey, I am so sorry about this, like with her eyes.
Groom shifts his attention. He says, Enoch, you old devil. Have you come to take my life again? You should know that gods never truly die.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And Enoch paces back and forth, and he looks at him underneath his hood. And looks at you guys, says, I suggest you back up.
I am. To the ale barrel.
To the alcohol.
I am.
The stairs have been blocked by this mist. It's almost like just this
Boss
deck,
fight.
just this deck exists. And it's almost like it really doesn't exist. Like when he came into this dimension, he kind of, you're not sure if he's transported you into another one or if he's moved this into another. You get this odd feeling. And Enoch, in reply to Groomsh, says, Gods? You really think you are gods? You are a parasite amongst this universe. You claim power you do not possess, and you feed upon the unwavering faith of those who believe in you, causing war and famine in your wake. And Groomsh says, I see you have not changed a bit over the century, Enoch. Your creator left you long ago and left us to take dominion over his creation. And Enoch's lights upon this, his eyes upon this, him saying this, his eyes light up this brilliant white with traces of that black in there, much like the mist. And he yells in a booming voice, Silence! And this odd mist begins to crawl up over the edge of the boat, seeming to suck in the landscape, possibly tearing it into another dimension, or again, you're not sure if it's leaving that dimension behind or tearing it into a new dimension or just creating a new world of its own. But before you can react, Enoch lowers his hood and opens his cloak. A sudden flash of light and mist envelops him. A figure begins to step out of the mist, much taller, roughly the size of the height, 7-8 feet tall. And a being with soft porcelain skin emerges. His eyes are almost transparent, kind of like a Sears globe, like a crystal ball. As you stare into his eyes, you see creation, universe, something special. His body is statuesque with six large wings protruding from a gemstone cloak. At this moment, you notice that he's just fixed on Grumsh and no one else around. And you hear him begin to speak, but his lips remain still. And he says, You are a cancer that must be removed. The universe does not need balance. It must return to the purity that it once was. Your idea of balance is why the Creator left us. It is a perversion of everything the Creator intended. The gods fooled me once, and I walked away from the Creator. Now it's time for redemption. Tomorrow I will stand my tower and keep watch for his return while I tend to his creation. And today is the day I kill the god Grumsh, and surely the rising sun, the Prince of Lies himself, won't be far behind. As he says this, another mist of darker color, dark purple and black, opens up, and a figure steps out, and his voice says, I'm already here. An average-looking male, clad in black roguish clothes, adorned with skulls on his belt, steps out. And Enoch says, Good. Then we can begin Sirik. As he says this, Groom stands up, twisting his head and cracking his necks. Pulls up his 2 large axes and he jumps, leaping from his makeshift throne at Enoch. As he swings down, all of a sudden a large sword of flame manifests itself in front of Enoch and sends him reeling back. Groom stands up, again twisting his head, rolling his shoulders, and he begins to approach Enoch. As they engage in battle, they come, like in and out of the mist, just anime style fighting, You hear the clash, you hear the sparks flying, and you're so taken back by what's going on. It's literally a battle of what appear to be gods, and you feel very small on the ship deck. And as Sirik stands there, he sees an opening and takes advantage, and he draws his rapier. As soon as he makes contact with Enoch, a large force pushes him back. Everybody back. Everybody go ahead and make me just a flat check.
Kevin, can it be a double?
Yeah, Kevin.
Flat check.
We have
Just
No
not even
adding?
number.
No,
Just
okay.
flat check.
19.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
16. Wow, we
Okay.
all rolled really good.
11.
Okay. So as
Spoke soon.
As this force goes back, you grab onto the closest thing you can, and you feel your arm disjointed all the way down, like it tears every joint down your arm, and your arm goes limp, and you lose all feeling in it,
That's nice.
and you slide back on the deck.
Good thing you're a bard.
This void tears all reality apart,
Good thing you heal yourself.
and this cyclone of energy is just going around you, but from behind you, you hear a familiar voice. You guys hear a familiar voice. And you turn around to see a dragonborn, and he says, "We must go. You won't survive here." And this portal opens up, and your little trinket from the corpse market begins to shake and glow. At this point, your hunter stones do the same. And he says, "We need to go now." And he grabs you, seeing how rough you are, and pulls you into that portal.
There's my choice.
You're racked with pain, like
Okay.
just completely, like almost passing
I'm
out.
still just dragging this other, what's left of the ale and the other good arm, just trying to numb the pain.
You only live twice. And I run through the portal.
Yeah, like you said that wrong from your point of view. You only live 12 times.
True. It's too true.
Yeah, following, definitely. Not gonna leave.
Hey, don't go.
Back to his.
Okay.
I think I had a choice in that.
So the portal closes. The three of you are in the corpse market. You're racked with pain. Lute's standing there. And she looks one look at you, and your arm is literally like
Just
almost torn off. And she looks at Naraxis and says, "Get him to the butcher."
Where's
And
Thrax?
says, "The two of you follow me."
We can't leave Thrax behind.
"You already did," she says.
What? But you made a portal once. Can't you just do it again?
"I don't know where in time or dimension they are now.
Oh.
Those are gods that are battling right now."
Well,
Drat.
And so
You deserve
Naraxis takes you
Yeah,
off
I'm
to
just
the
whimpering
butcher,
my
and she
ass
says,
off, I guess.
"Come with me."
It's a
Like
very
him.
sad shark. Very sad baby shark.
I came
she's-
through to make sure Drac was alright. What's going on?
I can explain, just follow me. Actually, I won't explain, he will.
Alright.
Why? I hate enigmas.
I'm like,
Yeah, you're like.
am I
hurt.
talkable?
You're in such shock that you can probably like mumble.
Are we following?
In talking, even your bones were probably cracked.
Who's dragging me? The butcher?
No, Neuraxis is carrying you.
I look at Neuraxis
That's
and just
better.
point at my bad arm and say, upgrade?
He says, he looks back and he laughs, he says, upgrade.
So meta. Kind of weird. Bye, Thrax. Maybe we'll find you again.
I wasn't gonna go with the vampires. The battle.
You pulled Drac through. I wasn't gonna leave Drac.
I thought we were all going. I just wanted to go with everyone else.
So are you guys
Yeah.
following her?
Is
So-
she
yeah,
going
she's
the
going with
direction? Then
yeah.
yes.
They're all
I'm
heading
going
towards the
wherever
butcher.
Drac is going.
So
This could've been the coolest
when
11 I've
they
ever
get
rolled.
into the butcher looks and he says, "Well, that's not good." And he goes, "Fix it now. It will cost you." He says, "I don't care." And Neuraxis hands you to the butcher, and the butcher takes him to the back. And Lute says, "Don't worry, he'll be fine." And in the corner, you see a large figure. He's a red, typical-looking devil with horns. And he says, "Welcome to my plane."
What?
Just realize how screwed up in the head my character is going to be after this.
I'm Osmodius.
Oh, God almighty.
But why?
Why are you here?
No. Just
Yes.
why in general.
What is even happening?
Well, you're caught in the middle of a war.
I didn't
Obviously.
even want this to
I've
happen.
noticed.
Oh,
So,
I just wanted to kill a goat.
don't mind, Alec. We've had a bit of a day. What's going on? Why are we here? What is this? Your plane? You're
This-
not even supposed to be alive.
I'm not a god. I'm a devil.
This-
Nor do I care for gods.
No heart attack.
All right. Stop talking.
Where is the fourth of you?
I
He
don't
stayed
know.
on the
Apparently
ship.
Didn't come through.
Can you get him? You're a devil, right? You can do things. You have horns.
I will have some of my devils go search for him, but I cannot promise you anything.
It's fine. Anything would be. Don't like the idea of leaving him.
Tell me, how did Enoch fare?
He was doing fine last we saw. They were fighting.
Good.
Someone named Cyric.
The Dark Sun. The deceiver, the liar.
Did somebody grab the ale?
You hear me scream from the back room.
Because I could really use a stiff drink right now.
He like snaps his fingers and there's just a buffet in front of you.
Just booze. Just booze.
You know, ever since we got out of that cave, I thought we were in a book. Just everything, nothing felt real to me. No people, no anything. And now it's still not. It's still weird.
Look.
People are still dumb.
Alec,
What?
I'm not
I
gonna lie
like you,
to
but
you.
one thing, just for right now,
Shut up.
shut up.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You are in the middle of some serious politics.
I thought I felt crazy in that cave. Oh god.
That's like the understatement of the year.
Oh.
And I will make it very clear which side I am on.
Your side.
I care not for the gods. Enoch and I have been working for over a century to abolish them. Now it appears Enoch had an ulterior motive I was not aware of. What did he say about the Creator?
He said he worked for the Creator.
He's been gone a very long time.
He also said he was much older than the gods.
He is.
Well,
Said he was waiting for him to come back, like on a tower.
we've been kept in the dark for a long time here, so I just want information. I just want to know what's going on.
What do you want to know?
Start at the beginning.
That's a long time ago.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. How about you? Gotta wait till he's fixed. So.
It's been so long, I don't even remember how I got here.
Well, then start after that.
Can you just summarize?
Yeah, sum it up. That'd be a good start with that.
How about when I met Enoch?
Great.
Sure.
Go with that.
Yep.
I thought he was a celestial. Have you ever heard of them?
That would explain how he looked.
Yeah.
I think he's more than a celestial now.
Holy
I don't think he's a god, but I do believe that he maybe saw the creation of this world. Which, if you ask me, I can't even remember. I met him, and he pitched me an idea. He said he had been deceived one too many times by the gods. He said he wanted to destroy them. And I told him he couldn't do that. You had to stop any belief in the gods, and that's how they lose their power. This was some 500, maybe a century ago. I don't know. It's been so long. And that's when he started the Inquisitors. Group of people who would hunt down god worshippers, hang them, burn them, boil them in oil, flay their flesh. Rather interesting, if you ask me. I liked his style, so I helped him. And together we brought the world to where it was, and he had me rewrite history. And that's how we have the hunters today. Who are welcome in my realm at any time, by the way.
Can't you just rewrite history? How did you do it before?
Through hundreds of years of maiming and killing and corruption. Many contracts signed, many lives tricked. But it's for a better world. Does that sum it up?
Does this look like a better world?
Yes, compared to what I knew 300 years ago. You humanoids are all savages.
We're standing right next to a shop where we sell arms.
None of them are taken from living humanoids.
Why bother to save us at all if we're all just inferior little pests?
Enoch seems to be invested in the four of you.
Why?
We're really dumb.
No, sincerely, why?
I mean, seriously, I can't talk to anyone.
I'm figuring. I'm seeing this for myself, and I'm not sure why. I can't speak for him.
Right? I mean, it seems just insane.
But I signed a contract with him, so you're safe here. At this time, you wake up and you've got a new arm.
That was quick.
I look it over.
He literally, like, when you screamed, he literally brought the cleaver down on your arm, pulled it off, and then attached a new one and started working devil magic on it.
So is he done?
He's done. Describe your new arm to me.
Just has the word Kevin written on it.
It's got a friendship bracelet.
Edward Elric, you now have automail arm.
My new arm is a reddish black color,
Okay.
covered in light scales, almost like a snake skin.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
A little bit more refined.
Right. You wake up and Neuraxis and Lute are standing over you along the butcher, and he says, "How do you feel?"
Actually, pretty good.
Good.
Actually, I don't feel too bad at all.
Good.
I don't know what you guys did for sure while I was passed out, but this looks interesting.
The old one wasn't too good. Neuraxis says, he hands you a glass of something. The butcher says, "Drink that. You won't feel much more after it. It's just liquor."
Bottoms up.
It's just liquid cyanide.
And he says, "Your friends are down the hall."
All right. I get up. lifting myself off the table with this arm and realizing I didn't have to exert near as much energy as I normally would.
Just,
I walk down the hall.
standing up near always take a lot of exertion for you.
I said near as much. It's all perspective.
So you walk down the hallway and you see two of your friends talking to you. This red devil.
I'll look at my arm again, look up. And walk down.
And you see him come out with a new arm.
Ew.
Oh, thank God you're all right, Drac. Are you doing all right? How are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Where's your other arm?
It's an interesting arm you've got there. I'm glad they could help you.
Did they just throw the other one away?
I didn't ask that, Alec.
What?
It wasn't really my concern. I mean, obviously...
You have a new arm, and that's not your concern?
Yeah, I know. I have a new arm. That's
Arms
my
would be
concern, not the
pretty
old
important.
one.
Oh, okay.
That's the point.
The old one was pretty rough.
Yeah, it was kind of...
It looked pretty bad.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything at the time, because...
Asmodeus looks at you and says, "So, you don't work for me. You're not my concern. That is, unless you want to sign a contract with me.
Had quite a number of contracts, thank you.
You're welcome to use my corpse market. But I do not take kindly to people who side with gods. I'm not saying you can't use it, because I've already signed a contract that says you can. But be careful not to cross me." And he smiles and walks away.
I think we were just threatened by a devil.
Passive
But
aggressively.
doing something that we're not doing anyway.
Dude, we gotta work on your definition of passive aggressive. That was open.
Yeah,
That was
directly
open
I'm using
aggression.
it wrong. I'm using it wrong on purpose.
Okay. He threatened us.
Passive.
I would like to passively strength attack something.
I'm going to punch it in the face.
I'm tossing my coconut in the air, testing my new arm.
Just goes 7 feet in the air.
Any word on Thrax? He said he was going to try to send some devils to try to find Thrax and see what we can find.
And we haven't heard that yet?
Nothing yet.
How long was I in there?
2 minutes.
10 minutes maybe.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes.
Oh.
That's fast.
Yeah, I think they took the arm off.
It's like a chop
really
shop.
quickly.
They work real quick.
Yeah. Did they change the VIN number, you think?
Probably. Filed it off real good.
Yeah.
Where does the snake arm start and the normal arm start?
I don't know. It's about...
Checking inside. Do you still have your tattoo?
right on the pec and latimus area right there.
Half your tattoo's gone.
Yeah.
Half of it's still there.
Yeah. That's
You're half the
interesting.
man you used to be.
The tattoo.
How about when you're
So,
Seriously.
flashback to the gods fighting. As this world is being shattered and torn apart, you find yourself looking in on awe in these guys. And all of a sudden, as they collide, everything goes dark. And you find yourself suspended in darkness. And you see the large version of your book with a mask embossed in front of it. And it tips to the side and opens up as its maw opens up and teeth reveal itself, and tentacles come pouring out of its mouth and embrace you. It says, "Whose side are you on?"
My own.
Good answer. And it lets you go down in the darkness. And it kind of shrinks down and lays on the ground. Pure black. There's nothing surrounding you.
I'm just gonna start walking in a direction.
You walk, and you just keep on walking. And that's where we'll end tonight's story.
Nice.
Whoa.
Guys, I know we're ending a little bit early, but like I said, this is a wrap-up of an arc. We frankly came to the ending with a little bit of twist that I didn't expect. So that is good. That's why we are Immersion RPG, and we go along and play with it. I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. 2 weeks we will be doing one-offs. Give these guys some time to process and kind of come up with their backstories.
Yeah.
When I come back, Thrax will be DMing, and we will be kind of looking at their everybody's backstories. And from that point, we'll start making some decisions on how the campaign will move forward. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in 2, maybe 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Anything to say before we leave?
Yes, I'd like to do a shout out to Gunshy Zombie for making me this cool hat up here I'm wearing this whole episode.
There you go. Anybody else?
No, that's it.
I'm gonna DM everything from the perspective of Thrax.
There you go.
My lord, that's gonna be scary. Have a good vacation, Joe.
I will, and thank you guys
Yes.
again so much. It's been awesome. So I'm really enjoying this, and I look forward to see where it's going. We will start getting more people involved with the creation of this campaign. We've been kind of railroaded up to this point, and the gloves are off. No more railroads. So we go where we want. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.